Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopashantaye Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om. Dear friends, in the last episode we were just commencing the story of Rishyasringa. Dasharatha was actually contemplating to perform a yajna. That performance of yajna was in order to get a son, and he gave instructions to all these ministers, etc. And he also wanted to go for Diksha. So at that time, there is a minister, we were seeing, there is a minister called Sumantra, a very confidential old minister. So he said, "Oh my dear sir, long ago I heard Sanat Kumara telling other sages about what was about one person called Rishyasringa. Why is he telling about Rishyasringa? Means that Rishyasringa was a very pious man, and if that pious man performs the yajna, definitely the yajna will be successful. That is what is the ultimate objective. So what about that Rishyasringa? He is saying that Rishyasringa was the son of one sage called Vibhandaka, and this chap was brought up in a forest, in total seclusion. He had never seen a man or woman. He was only there in the forest. He was just performing his rituals, only doing his studies, etc. So such a person. And Sanat Kumara was also saying, Dvaividhyam Brahmacharya, he will be famous for two types of Brahmacharya. That is one prior to marriage and one after marriage. I was just telling about the Brahmacharya after marriage. What is this Brahmacharya after marriage? Even after marriage, a person is supposed to, or a man and woman, let us say, they were supposed to meet only on a few days. That is when the monthly cycle of the woman begins. Leaving the first 4 days, the next 12 days only they are supposed to meet, and that too in a positive, very nice frame of mind. So all those Veda mantras also they say, Sumanasya they say. Sumanasya means with a good frame of mind a person has to meet. And say here, of course, there is some interesting line in the commentary also. Why I am reading this is, it is of some sociological interest to see how piously, how in what disciplined way our ancients have lived their lives. It is not as though it is something funny. For us now it is looking funny, because for us now a marriage is a sort of sexual meeting, a sort of sexual encounter. In olden days it was not so. It was a very pious activity for continuing the process of dharma. So here of course, here the commentator, I will just read out one line from the commentary. Shodashartu nisham strinam tasmin yugmasu samvishet. So the 16 days, first 16 days are the days where the woman is supposed to have that ovulation period. Leaving the first 4 days, the next 12 days only the man and woman, they are supposed to meet. Brahmacharyeva paryanya adyascha tasrasya varjayet. So if a person is having such a disciplined sexual life, let us say, he is called a brahmachari. So in that way Rama was called a brahmachari. Most of us, of course, even now there are some people, in fact I have seen people who follow this. So in fact the women may be unhappy for sometimes, so but there are people like that. Rishyasringa will be known for these two types of brahmacharya. That is what Sanat Kumara is saying. So while he was living like that, there is a neighboring king called Romapada. He is the king of a country called Angadesha. Country means a province, let us say, Angadesha. That Angadesha is now present day somewhere northern Bihar or something like that. So that area. So this Romapada, it so happened that there was a huge famine, famine in that area, in the big drought, let us say, drought and also famine for a long time. There were no rains for a long time, and it was supposed to be. And the king started feeling, yeah, I have done some mistake, because if Raja does some lapse in dharma, if there is some lapse on the part of the king, then the people are punished by way of these droughts and then famines and things like that. So the king was worried. Tasya vyatikramaad. Vyatikrama means dharma vyatikrama. That is, there is some sort of transgression of dharma. Vyatikrama means transgression. So he has transgressed dharma somewhere. And because of that dharma lopa, this thing has happened. And so what has to be done? So he immediately called all some old wise people and he wanted to know what exactly is the prayaschitta. Samadhishantu niyamam prayashchittam yatha bhavet. Prayashchittam, how to atone for this, how to say overcome this. Then those people, they will tell, he is telling, Sanat Kumara is saying, they will advise the king. What? Please somehow get that son of Subhandaka, get him somehow, and then give your daughter in marriage to him. He is a very, very pious man. When he enters your kingdom, there will be rain. So that is what they said, they will say. And the king will think of how to get him out of the forest. So he will request the Purohitas to go there. Te tu ragnyo vachashrutva vyatitaha vinatananaha. So what will these Purohits say? They will be initially afraid, because if they go and try to bring that sage, young sage, the father may curse them. So they are afraid of that senior sage. But then they also do not want to displease the king, because the king is their bread giver. So they can't displease the king also. So they come up with an idea. They come up with a nice idea. Sir, we will have a small strategy. What is this strategy? So we will select some beautiful women. In those days also, of course, this Varastri, Ganika were there. Ganika means a paid woman, let us say. Paid woman means nowadays we use a very bad word called prostitute. They were not exactly prostitutes in olden days. Varastri, they were just basically dancing girls, and whose profession was dancing, etc. So Ganika they were called. So these people came up with an idea. We will select some very good looking, beautiful women, dress them well, send them to forest, and we will somehow entice that Rishyasringa to come to the kingdom. So that is what they say. And those people, with that strategy, they will bring that Rishyasringa, and then it will rain. So that is what Sanat Kumara has said. And then that Rishyasringa was brought in that particular fashion. So that is what this Sumantra said. Dasharatha wanted to know, how did they bring him? Tell me more details. So Dasharatha wanted to know more details. So all those details we will see in this 10th Sarga. When Dasharatha asked him to tell all the details, Sumantra relates all the details. How exactly, in this particular chapter, we will see how Rishyasringa was taken to Angadesha, and how that there was a big rain there. So we were now talking about that Romapada. There is another king, Romapada, in whose kingdom there was a drought, serious drought. So that Romapada, he accepted the advice of these Brahmins and ministers. The Brahmins were also very intelligent chaps, you see. So these people, they thought of engaging Ganikas. So Rishyasringo Vanacharaha Tapaswadhyayane Rataha. He is a Vanachara. He is just a forest man, a forest dweller. And Tapaswadhyayane Rataha, always engaged in tapas and also devoted to his studies. Anabhignaha san arinam. Anabhignaha means he had never seen a woman. Anabhignaha, narinam, vishayanam sukasyacha. Vishaya sukha means, say, sensual pleasures. So he never had any idea about any sensual pleasures. He was only interested in his tapas. So such a person. And indriyarthair abhimataihi, nara chitta pramathibhihi, puram anaya ishyamaha. So that is what they think. Indriyarthaihi abhimataihi, that is indriyartha. Indriyartha means the sense objects. You see, we are having 5 senses. These senses are attracted to sense objects. Suppose I have my sense of sight is there. I look at a beautiful thing. So my mind gets attracted, and I feel like having it and having that thing. So I get some nice smell. So I feel like getting it and eating it. And or some very tasty food I see, and then I feel like eating it. So like that. Some other sparsha sukham, some other sukham, okay, I feel like having it. So like that, the senses are always longing for the sense objects. So nara chitta pramatibhihi, he says. Pramathanam means churning the mind. So these indriya objects, you see, Vishaya, what we call Vishaya is a word which is used in Vedanta also. Vishaya means a sense object. So these sense objects, they churn a person's mind. You see, when you think of them, they keep on churning the mind. So that is the reason why Manmatha is the person, Manaha Mathnati, the person who churns the mind. That is the etymological meaning of the word Manmatha. So, nara chitta pramatibhihi, by such indriyartha, by such objects, we will try to say slowly entice him, we will entice him and bring him to the city. So, that is what the king also said. So, here of course, there is a little bit of Shrungara rasa. As we were seeing, Valmiki himself was saying that in this kavya you will find Shrungara, Veera, Karuna, all those rasas you will find. So, in this particular chapter you will find some Shrungara rasa, very delicate Shrungara rasa. So, he says, Ganikas tatra gachantu, Ganikaha, Ganika means Veshya. Veshya is, say, let us say, a dancing woman. In those days, these people, they were very well versed in various shastras, not exactly some simple prostitute or prostitutes like thing. They were very well versed in Kama Shastra, they were actually training people in that, and they were very well versed in music, dance and various arts, maybe painting and all those things. Ganikaha datra gachantu, Rupavatyaha, Rupavati means very beautiful women, Swalankurtaha, Sualankurtaha, very well dressed up, so let them go there. And then they said, king was very mightily pleased and then said, okay, let them go. And then like that, these women, they went to that nearby forest where that boy was staying. They were scared of the father. So, that is why they were just camping slightly far away from that place. They were just waiting for a chance to see him, because they have to see him when the father is not there, otherwise the father will curse them. So, they were just waiting for a chance. Normally, this boy also does not go out, but it so happened that he came out on the very next day or so. The man came out. Say Pitussan, okay, Natena Janma Pravriti Društapurvam tapasvina, Tatah Kadachid Desham Ajagama Yadruchaya. Once suddenly he came out and then he just saw, and then he saw them. He had never seen such figures in his life, and he is a man who can't distinguish a woman from a man. Tas Chitraveshaha Pramadaha, Chitraveshaha. Chitravesha means they were wearing normal dress only, but for him, they were wearing peculiar dress, because his personality was different, his physical features were different and their physical features were different. And then their appearance, it looked very, very strange and peculiar for him. So, that is why he is Chitraveshaha. Pramadaha. Pramada means girls who were in very full bloom, let us say. Pramadaha. Gayantyo madhurasvanaihi, singing very melodiously. Rushiputram upagamya sarva vachanam abruvan. They just approached him. When this man came out of the ashrama and then came somewhere near their dwelling place, so these people, they got a chance and then they went to him and then said, Kastvam kim vartase Brahman jnatumichhamahe vayam. Who are you, my dear Brahman? Oh, my dear sir, who are you? We just want to know. And this person, he also gets curious, because they were all very good looking, and when you see a very handsome, good looking person, you immediately become friendly. So, this is what happened to him. Adrushta rupaha tastena kamya rupa vane striyaha. So, they were all very kamya rupaha. Kamya rupa means very desirable, very attractive figures. And hardat tasya matirjata. He immediately became friendly. That's what normally happens. If the other person is really handsome and all that, you immediately have some sense of friendship. So, that is what has happened to him. Out of friendship, he told about his father, I am Vibhandaka's son, etc. He told. Otherwise, normally we don't tell. Some stranger, we don't normally tell our background and all that. So, he introduced himself and then he told all that. And then not only that, he invited him. Iha ashrama padosmakam samipe shubhadarshanaha. Hey shubhadarshanaha, oh good looking ones. Very nearby is my ashram. Come, let's go. Karishye votra pujam vai sarvesham vidhipurvakam. I am going to honor you there. I am going to do puja to you. Come, let us go. So, sarvesham. So, he doesn't know that they are women. So, he is using one word which is used for masculine. Sarvesham is a masculine word. Sarvasam is feminine. So, karishye votra pujam vai. I am going to honor you all. That word all is in masculine. And next shloka, Valmiki says, Rushiputra vachashrutva sarvasam matirasavai. Valmiki is reminding us that they are females, and then this chap did not know that they were females. So, Valmiki uses the word female. Then they all went to his ashram, and agatanam, then they say he invited them inside, and then he gave them arghyam, padyam, etc. He was very much enthused, let us say. Idam argyam, idam padyam, idam moolam, idam phalam. He was saying, oh, here it is argyam, you take this padyam, here it is, there is some phalam, there is some fruit, etc. And they all accepted all that, but then in their minds they were rather scared of the arrival of the sage. The sage may come at any time, and then the sage may give some sort of may scold them or even give a curse. Asmakamapi mukhyani phalani imani vaidvija. We also have some flowers, you take our, not flowers, we have some fruits, you take our fruits, they said. So, this Valmiki slightly he is suggesting something. Asmakamapi mukhyani phalani imani vaidvija, O dvija, we have got some fruits, you take. Then what did they do? Tatastha tam samalingya sarva harsha samanvitaha. You see, they embraced, they just gave a strong hug. So, you take our fruits, they said, you take our fruits, and then they just hugged him. And you see here, what we see here is, a poet is not supposed to very openly say, and he should not be very, very secretive also. If he is very secretive, people cannot know. If he is very open, there is no great Shungara, it will be vulgar, it will be called vulgar. So, it should not be the Kavya, in the Kavya Shastra they say it should not be na gudham na prakasham, they say. Gudham means totally concealed. If it is totally concealed, if it is say told in a very, very abstruse manner, people cannot appreciate. If it is too open also, it will be vulgar. It should be somewhat like half concealed. It should be known to somebody who is a Rasika. Rasika means somebody who can appreciate it, who can know it, who can see it and then detect it, and that Rasika only will get that Ananda. So, Valmiki is suggesting. So, these people, they gave a hug. Tatasam sam samalingya. Samalingya also is another word, samyak alingya. Not only an ordinary hug like we see the politicians hugging each other, it is something of a deeper hug. Sam alingya, samyak alingya, sarva harsha samanvitaha. Then they gave some of their sweets, etc. Modakan pradadus tasmai bhaksyanscha vividhan shubhan. Modakaha means some sweets, etc., which they had brought, they gave to him. And this gentleman, he thought they were also some fruits, because he had never eaten anything from outside. He never went to some sweet stall or anything. There was no sweet stall in those days. So, tani chasa aswadya tejasvi phalani tisma manyate. He thought that they were also fruits. So, anaswadita purvani, that is something which he had never experienced it. He had never experienced it, he had never eaten such things. Then he took leave of those people, they were in a hurry, because they, of course, they have sufficiently disturbed his mind, and now their purpose is done. Now they say, okay, now we have to go, we have got our puja, we have got our vratam, we have to do some puja in the evening, we have to go immediately. So, they went away. They just went, gachantisma apadeshatta, okay, they said, vratacharyam nivedya, we have got some vratam to do, vratacharyam nivedya. And then when they went, gatasutasu sarvasu, kashyapasyaatmajo dvijaha, aswastha hrudayaschaasit. So, this man, he became rather, he was restless, he was totally restless. Aswastha hrudaya, Valmiki is using beautiful words here. Aswastha, swastha means swasmin stha, that is, when swastha means healthy, normal meaning of swastha is healthy, that is, you are yourself, that is what is healthy. Aswastha means you are not within you, you are not within yourself, yourself is not there, that is aswastha, you are not your own self. So, that is what happened to this our say Rishyashrunga, aswastha hrudaya. So, his heart was not within him, that is the problem. So, hrudaya also is a very mischievous word in Sanskrit. Hrudaya is hriyate iti hrudaya. Hriyate means that which can be taken away, that which can be stolen away. You see some say some very beautiful person, and that person may steal your heart. It can happen to a man or a woman. So, that is what is the thing here, that is hrudaya, hrut. In fact, the Sanskrit word hrut is very close to heart. Heart and hrut, they are cognate words, actually they are derived from the same root. So, hrudaya is hriyate iti hrudaya, that which can be taken away, that which can be stolen. So, that is what has happened to our friend here. So, his heart was not within him. So, that is the problem. And Tato aparedyuhu tam desham ajagamasa viryavan. He was feeling restless on the very next morning. He actually went in search of them. He went in search of them. They saw him from a distance. They saw that this man is on the right track. And then drustvaivacha tada vipram ayantam hrushtamanasaha. They felt very happy. Hrushtamanasaha, samhrushta. They felt very happy. And they said, Yehi ashrama padam saumya. Come, let us go to our ashram. This is not our ashram. This is, we have just come here. But then our ashram is slightly away, far away. Yehi means come. Yehi ashrama padam saumya. Asmakamiti cha bruvan. Tatrapyesha vidhishriman visheshena bhavishyati. There if you come, we will do puja, we will honor you more perfectly. We will do more perfect puja to you if you come to our ashram. So so this man, so that those words, he could not resist their captivating words. Sarvasam hrudayangamam. Hrudayangamam means that is captivating words. So such those words he could not resist, and then he went along with them. While he was entering, he went to say, and then even when he was in the outskirts of that kingdom, Romapada's kingdom, there was a huge rain, and Valmiki describes how Vavarsa Sahasa Devo Jagat Prahladayan Stada. Even when he was entering, there was a huge rain, and we see the picture of this sage entering, and all these women who are all drenched in say rain and all that. It is a very great scene for a modern movie maker also. So all the women, they were all drenched in rain, and then he actually came along with the rain. Harshenai vagatam vipram vishayam swamnaradhipaha. So he says, Varshenaiva, not Harshenaiva, Varshenaiva. Along with the rain he came. So that is what has happened. So the king brought him in, and then he went and then received him, and then brought him to his palace, and then he worshipped him. The first thing he did was, oh my dear sir, you please take pity on me. You let your father not be angry with me. Let your father not curse me. Let your father be not angry with me. So that is, he first took care of his that thing, and then he somehow managed. He somehow managed that Vibhandaka did not give any curse or anything. So thereafter, he has given that daughter. That girl's name was Shanta. Romapada's daughter. Her name was Shanta. He gave that Shanta to Rishyasringa. So Rishyasringa got happily married. Obviously, Vibhandaka was also invited, and he was also pacified, and there he lived there with his wife in the kingdom of Romapada. So this is what we see here, and we will see say what exactly is the message of this entire thing. We will see in the next episode. Harihi Om Tat Sat.